Good evening and welcome to the Q&A session 21 from the chapter of friction. The topic is the calculation of coefficient of friction between the inclined surface and an object. And based on this topic, I have one question for this session, which was asked in the IIT-JEE examination in the year 2011. So this question has been slightly modified by me because in the original question, we were supposed to find the value of a physical quantity which was given by n is equal to 10 into mu. So in this question, what I have done is I have simply modified by the this question by changing the question and where we will have to find only the coefficient of friction, that is mu only. So in this question, the force required to just push an object up an inclined plane is 3 times the force required to just prevent it from sliding down. Then if the coefficient of friction is mu and the angle of inclination of the inclined plane with the horizontal is 45 degree as shown in this figure. So this is the figure which I have already drawn in order to save the time. Then the coefficient of friction is, यहाँ 4 options हमको दिए हैं और we have to find the correct option. So let us take the first case. The first case, when we are applying the force which is just enough to push an object up the inclined plane. So in the first case, this object is moving up the inclined plane, that is in this direction. So the force of the friction will be acting in the opposite direction, that is it will be acting downward, or you can say down the plane, because the force of friction opposes the relative motion. So let us say in the first case, I am applying a force, say F1, in order to just push this object up the inclined plane. So F1 is the force which will be acting in the direction as shown in this figure. The force of the friction, say small f, this will be acting in the downward direction, that is down the plane. And here what I have done is I have already resolved the weight of this block into two components. One component is perpendicular to the plane, that is mg cos 45 is perpendicular to this inclined plane, and mg sin 45 which is acting downward parallel to the inclined plane, that is down the plane. This is equal to mg sin 45. So when I am applying the force which is just enough to push an object up the inclined plane, then in that case this F1 will be equal to mg sin 45 plus the force of friction, or the force of friction is what? This is equal to mu n. Force of friction F, this is equal to mu n, and here n is what? Normal reaction. So normal reaction is equal to mg cos 45. So the force of friction is equal to mu mg cos 45. So here F1 will be equal to mg sin 45 plus mu mg cos 45. So this is the equation number 1. Now let us take the second case. Second case में क्या है? We are applying the force which is just enough to prevent it from sliding down. So in the second case, this object has a tendency to move in the downward direction, that is down the plane. So in that case, in the second case, the force of friction will act in the upward direction, because the force of friction opposes the relative motion. Let us say in the second case, I have applied the force F2 in order to prevent it from sliding down. So in the second case, I will be getting F2 plus F. This will be equal to, because F2 is acting in this direction, F is acting in this direction, and mg sin 45 is acting in the opposite direction, that is down the plane. So F2 plus F will be equal to mg sin 45. So this is the second equation. So here I will write it down that F2 is equal to mg sin 45 minus f. F is equal to mu mg cos 45. Here F is the force of friction, which is equal to mu mg cos 45. So here I have got two equations now, and by solving these two equations, we will be able to find the value of coefficient of friction. So in this question it is written that the force required to just push an object up the inclined plane is 3 times the force required to just prevent it from sliding down. That is, F1 is equal to 3 times F2. Now F1 here is, we have got the equation of the F1, which is equal to mg sin 45 plus mu mg cos 45, and from the second equation F2 is equal to mg sin 45 minus mu mg cos 45. So here F1 is equal to mg sin 45 plus mu mg cos 45. This is equal to, now F1 is equal to 3 times F2. So this is equal to 3. Now F2 is what? mg sin 45, sorry, minus mu mg cos 45. So from here I will get mg sin 45 plus mu mg cos 45. This is equal to 3 mg sin 45 minus 3 mu mg cos 45. So what I can do is, this equation can be further written as 3 mg sin 45. This mg sin 45 will be taken on the right side, so I will be getting 2 mg sin 45, and this will be, this minus 3 mu mg cos 45 will be taken on the left side of this equation. So this is equal to 4 mu mg cos 45. So here mg and mg will get cancelled out, and finally if I divide this equation now by cos 45, so I will be getting tan 45 is equal to mu, this is equal to 2 times of mu, or we can say that mu is equal to tan 45 divided by 2, which is equal to 1 by 2, because tan 45 is equal to 1. So this is equal to 0.5. So the value of the coefficient of friction is equal to 0.5. So in this question, simply we have to understand one thing, that is the force of friction, the direction of the force of friction is always the force of friction opposes the relative motion. So we have to consider this concept in order to find the direction of the force of friction, and by using this concept we were able to frame two equations based on the question which has been given to us, and by solving those two equations we were able to find the value of coefficient of friction, which is equal to 0.5. So thank you very much for joining this session. Now in the next session I will be coming up with a different type of a question which has been asked in the JEE examination in the previous years. So thank you very much again. Have a nice day. Bye.